Hi, in this video we're going to have a look at using the loop cut tool. So click on our object, press tab to go into edit mode, and then we're going to find the loop cut tool. So the loop cut tool will create a loop of create a slice through your model. So if I click here, I can then create a loop all the way around my model. And if I open the dialog box, I can actually change the number of cuts. So this is a really handy tool. Also, if you click and drag and hold, you can then move that loop cut where you'd like it. So really useful tool for creating extra geometry. I mean, something like I've just done now, when you combine that with extruding, the other thing about the loop cut tool is, I'll mention, is quite often you're trying to do something and it's still selected. So just click on this arrow to deselect it. I'm going to go into face mode, and I'm going to do individual, and then when I extrude them, they're all separate, and I'm just going to scale them a little bit. They should actually be separate, these. There, look. So doing something like this, I know it looks a bit weird, but this is how you could sort of go about trying to make a hand or something. I know it wasn't my intention to make a hand, but that's one of the ways you could do it. So the loop cut tool has some quirks that you need to be aware of. I'm just going to make a triangle face here. So up to yet, we've only used quads, faces that have 4 edges. But when you're modelling, you're going to probably end up with some faces that have triangles and n-gons, or a number of different sides. And you need to be aware that loop cuts won't work on triangular objects. So that's one reason people like to keep their meshes in quads, and there are many other reasons beside this one. But just so you know, loop cuts, it will go all the way around, but when it gets to here, it won't work properly. So that's just something to bear in mind, that loop cuts don't cut through n-gons or triangles. They only work with quads. So that's loop cuts. I'll do one more example. Let's get rid of that let's get rid of the whole model, actually. Let's add a cylinder. So again, we've got a cylinder, we've got edges here. Let's go into edit mode. Let's go to loop cut, and then we could move the loops up and down. I'm just going to leave it in the middle, and I'm going to create 2. And then things like scaling, you could do a scale, and then this is how you'd make a barrel. I'm going to do a tutorial on a barrel, but we're halfway there already. So very useful tool. So that's loop cuts.